It is an honor for me to be part of NFL Honors announcing the Pro Football Hall of Fame class. When they ask me, hey, do you want to be part of that? It's always a huge honor, certainly when it's announcing people that I know, that I've covered, that I've talked to, and that I'm appreciative of getting that announcement, just like our next guest, who I was also honored to be voicing as the narrator of the NFL Icons series that you can see on MGM Plus and stream it on the MGM Plus app, and of course see it on Roku. Joining us now is the subject of tomorrow night's episode of Icons, DeMarcus Ware. Good to see you, DeMarcus. How are you?
Hey, what is up, brother? Richie Rich, how you doing, man?
It is great. I mean, and you know, you are indeed an icon, not just for what you did with the Cowboys and the Broncos, and of course, the best player in the history of Troy football, DeMarcus Ware, but also your work in season 27 of Dancing with the Stars. Very iconic, all of it, DeMarcus. All of it.
You know what? I did a lot, man. Dancing with the Stars. Actually, the Masked Singer to you, if you want to throw that in there.
Right.
Man, it's been great. But how you doing? Yeah.
But Masked Singers, you're a ringer, though, man. You're a ringer. We've seen you do the national anthem, DeMarcus, at your own induction ceremony. You know, we've seen that happen. So you're a ringer in that regard. You know?
Well, I try my best, man. Try to get in those uncomfortable situations like we're trying to get the Dallas Cowboys to do with this new coaching stuff. I know that we're going to talk about that to get some wins. All right.
Yeah, DeMarcus, let's talk about Bo Nix first. Let's talk about him. What do you think?
Oh my God, man. Just think about these young quarterbacks, right? They come in and you don't think for them to make that huge impact, especially like for Denver. It's like 9 years after, we won the Super Bowl that anything has ever happened. And then all of a sudden Bo Nix comes onto the scene and they get really deep into the playoffs and he's a rookie. And now you want to start putting him in the pool of, you know what, hold on. When you got a young guy like that, is he, offensive, rookie of the year type deal? That's what I start looking at when you start getting a young quarterback to make the playoffs like that.
And he was just, spectacular this year. And I know part of the reason why he doesn't get enough pub is because of what we're seeing out of Jaden Daniels, which is generational, right? But Nix is the right guy. And Sean Payton is one of the finalists for Coach of the Year, and I think deserves it in that regard.
I think he deserves it too, especially from all the stuff that he went through and then all of a sudden getting an opportunity at Denver and then, having a couple bad years. And then all of a sudden now you make the playoffs. They let you know that his resume speaks for itself. His strategy speaks for itself. And now they finally got a nucleus of guys. Their defense has always been really good, but now their offense is picking up. He's running all kind of, extravagant plays like he always run. I got coached, with Sean Payton here in Dallas. So now you're starting to see the old Sean Payton and how well he's doing up there in Denver.
All right, and then let's move to a teammate of yours that you won Super Bowl 50 with, doing it still in Buffalo. I don't know if you saw Vaughn pick that ball up.
I did.
Did you think he was going to take it to the house, DeMarcus? Did you see that?
You know what? I know Vaughn's speed, but I know it's at year 13 or 14, and I texted him once he picked up the fumble and he started running and the guy caught him. I don't know if a defensive line,
no, it was Justice.
It was
no. It was much better for him. It was Justice Hill who caught him. And I don't know if you saw his Instagram. His Instagram this week, DeMarcus, is he had a screenshot of Justice Hill's 40 time from the combine being 4.4. So he popped that out there, wanted everyone to know just how fast the kid who caught him was.
But no matter what, when a defensive guy gets a fumble and tries to score, I told him you have to hit the X button like on Madden. I mean, you have to hit it 3 or 4 times and you got to get the speed going. But when he caught him, he was so embarrassed because we're like brothers. I talked to him about it and I just made fun of him. But he's still playing and doing well, just like you said, and probably able to make the Super Bowl again. I mean, that doesn't happen. What year is he? I think this is year 14
it's year 14 for him, yeah.
Wow.
And he's the MVP of Super Bowl 50 and has an opportunity to play in Super Bowl 59. And by the way, he does lead the league in quarterback hits since week 13. Yeah. Quarterback pressures, pardon me. Quarterback pressures. He leads the league in quarterback pressures since week 13. So he's not just coasting in here, man.
He is still doing it.
He is. What was he like when you first came across him, DeMarcus?
You know, the first time I played against Vaughn, it was actually with the Dallas Cowboys, and it was that crazy, like 48-53 game. It was something crazy, and they came and beat us. And then when I got released from the Dallas Cowboys and I went over there to the Denver Broncos, his locker was right beside mine. And I got to really see the true character of Vaughn. And I was like, this dude has so much personality. And then I started, especially being released, I was at a point where like, man, can I still do it? Do I still got a little bit of gas in the tank? And he actually motivated me a lot to see him do what I used to do. And it just woke me up, man. And I was like, this guy right here can be like perennial Hall of Famer if he can just get everything together, which he did. And we were able to win a Super Bowl. We won a Super Bowl together, but also he won another one with the Rams and probably another one with the Bills. But great guy, and he's like a brother to me.
What did you do, though, to teach him the ropes of what it's like to be a pro, though, DeMarcus?
I know that a guy of his stature, you can't tell him what to do. You have to show him how it's done. And I did that every single day by showing him how to be a true professional. And he nominated me as captain. So I know that he would let me lead him. And so it was not a lot said. It was just what I did consistently every single day to either show him how something needs to get done or, you know what, always showing up there for him. And that's trust and loyalty. And that's what I gained from all the guys that when I played with them up there. And, you know, from that point on, I gained his trust. He followed me, did everything that I did. And he's still doing the same thing right now.
All right, heck with it. I'll just walk through the front door. I heard a story you would text him to tell him to go to sleep when he was a rookie.
I did. I would text him to tell him to go to sleep. If he went in sleep in the meetings, I would hit him every single time because he was right beside me. If you just name it, like I would even say, hey, so what are you doing Friday night? Hey, come to my house. Let's go. No, we're not going there. All right, what are you doing Monday night after the game? I need you in treatment at 7 o'clock. Not Monday night, but you know, Monday morning after a game. Okay, I need you at treatment at 7 o'clock, knowing that it's his day off. We will still get into, you know what, let's do film study before so we're prepared on Wednesday when we go to work. All right, what are you doing on Tuesday? I want to ride a private jet. Do you where to go? Nope, we're not doing that. I need you here on Tuesday. And lo and behold, look at us now. We're champions. And he's still doing it. You know, better than a lot of the other guys right now.
Well, he's the OG there now. We talked to him last week. Yeah, he is. Now he's in your role now. You know, it's kind of crazy, DeMarcus.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what he said. Yeah, when he was with the Rams, he said, DeMarcus, I told the same stories, bro. I did the exact same thing. I said, it's only one way to do it. And I said the way that I did it was also taught to me from the guy that came before me. And if you can just stick with this, man, you're going to stay in the league for a long time. You're going to be consistent when you start maybe losing a little bit of your athleticism. And you're going to always be a baller because your technique and your mindset is going to take over once everything else starts to deteriorate.
So who was that guy for you?
For me, it was Greg Ellis. It was Larry Allen. It was Leroy Glover. It was, you know, actually, it was Drew Bledsoe when I played with him, Jason Witten. So I had so many nice guys that I was able to look up to from work ethic, how to, you know, bring it on the field. I mean, T.O., I mean, you name it. I had so many, you know, just great athletes that I can, you know, get a nugget off of and then make it my own.
Jason Witten, you mean the future coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Jason Witten, DeMarcus?
Now you're getting to the real steak and potatoes, as we say in Texas, right?
What?
I think that Jason Witten can be the coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I think that, I mean, he's high school coach. He's been winning, and they think like his resume might not be enough. But if you look at his career, like think about a Dan Campbell. Right, what he did for the Detroit Lions. I think Jason Witten can do the same thing for the Dallas Cowboys. He has a no-nonsense mentality. Get the guys on the right page from a discipline standpoint. He knows about, you know, the offensive game. Get him a good defensive guy. I don't know who that defensive guy is. Could be D. Ware. Don't know
No.
who can come in
Oh.
and do that thing, but
Ooh.
or he get another guy like, like a Dion. Is there a mixture that you can bring, a little bit of the spunk, but also the conservative part of the game with Jason and bring it all together? That's what I was saying. Like, get the uncomfortableness out of the Dallas Cowboys, because to me, like, you think about when you're uncomfortable, you think about failure, right? Those two words go together. But if you get uncomfortable, now the word failure becomes number 2 in winning, and setting the right goals and achieving them starts to become number 1. And that's what we're looking for.
All right. I heard what you said. I'm not just going to leave
Talk
that
to me.
bread.
Talk to me,
I'm
Rich.
not going to let that breadcrumb just sit on the floor,
My ears
DeMarcus.
perked up there.
You want to coach? Is that what you want to be?
I would probably, if I had an opportunity to coach like the linebackers, to go in there and do it the right way, I think that I can really make a huge impact with those guys in some type of capacity. I got to do it with the Denver Broncos, and they were number 1 at the time in pressures and doing the right things. And you know what? Why not be able to sort of get back into these things and mentor some of these guys the right way and from a discipline standpoint, because I've done it my whole career.
So have you told this to Jerry? Have you told Jerry?
I have not.
Well,
I just told it to Rich. I told Rich.
Let's pass it along to Jerry, because so you, like, let's say he hires Witten, you'd be his linebacker coach? Or
no doubt. I would really, really consider that. You see, I didn't blink.
No,
I didn't
no,
smile
or stutter.
anything.
No, I heard
I like
it.
this.
And putting together that staff. It sounds like Jerry's going to just stick with what he knows, which is Brian Schottenheimer or Kellen Moore or something like that. And I'm not even hearing Dion's name as much anymore.
Like, I can understand that, but I just go to the point to where if you keep going to what's comfortable, you're not going to be able to get what you want. And I know Jerry Jones wants to win. Like, he wants to win right now. Just from talking to him, like, I know that 100%. And I think it's time that he just thinks about, how do I build the right team for and coaches and everybody else around the coaches for the Dallas Cowboys to sort of shine that star back up again and say that we're champions.
DeMarcus Ware here on the Rich Eisen Show. Your NFL Icons app, have you been able to see it yet? Have you checked it out?
I did, man. Dude, they did an amazing job.
Well, it's NFL Films and MGM Plus, man. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah, it's the highest of the high. But to be honest with you, your voice on there, like it is.
Thank you.
I mean, not just hearing it from the Hall of Fame, not just hearing it from the Rich Eisen Show, not just hearing it from all these other things, but your voice sort of narrates that whole story. I'm talking about just mine from an individual standpoint, and it really encapsulates the football perspective, but everything that a football player goes throughout their career to make them who they are. And a couple of times I teared up because I just know some of those moments that were really huge for me. But it was cool how they transitioned into things and got like 6 or 7 interviews from different points. I was the same, but your voice really made it come to life.
Wow. I'll take that, DeMarcus. And to be honest with that, thank you for that. It's with love, because I know you, and it means a lot to hear you say that. And to be honest, I once upon a time, I forget, was it Greg Cosell, the longtime producer at NFL Films, where I told him that when I'm doing these shows, I try to emulate, John Facenda, the voice of the NFL Films. And he said, he told a story that Facenda, whenever he would get a script that he really liked a line, Facenda would tell the producer, "Now that's a horse I can ride," is what he would say. And the scripts I get, I'm riding a lot of horses, man. And talking about a Bronco and a Cowboy and somebody who I've known since the very beginning. That's why I introduced you as the best player in the history of Troy, because I think I did that. Right. I think I did that once upon a time for his name escapes me. He wasn't the best in the history of Troy.
It was a guy named Osi
Umenyiora.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce his name? Yeah, I forget.
Yeah. I texted him yesterday and told him I was coming on the show. We were going to talk trash.
I forget what was it? Was it I called him that, and then you came on Total Access and complained to me? Is that how it worked?
I did.
Or was it the other way around? Okay.
I had to complain. First, you said it was Audacy, which I totally understood. He had 2 Super Bowls.
Yes.
And then I went back on the show. We started talking, and then you announced me as a Pro Football Hall of Famer. So I think that sort of put me a little bit higher.
Yes, it does. I think
on the totem pole, and it sort of put me as number 1.
Well, you're an icon now, officially, an NFL icon, and the episode of DeMarcus Ware is at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, hour-long special. It is awesome. MGM Plus, stream it on the MGM Plus app. Check it out on Roku. DeMarcus, you're the best, man. We're gonna put your 2 cents on coaching through the machine here, and we'll see what comes out on the other side. But I appreciate it. You're the best, brother. Take care of yourself.
Take care.
As always, a pleasure catching up with the great DeMarcus Ware here on the Rich Eisen Show. Greg Ellis, that's a good name from the Pat. Larry Allen.
Larry Allen, yeah. Just a bunch of Cowboys legends. And I'm sitting there, I've said this to you guys before. His time with the Cowboys, DeMarcus Ware was my favorite player. And hearing all those names, he said, the fact that those guys don't have rings together just annoys me even more. There's some talent that have passed through that doors that he's played with. So that's even more like hearing that was just like, oh, man, should have got a ring with us.
Bledsoe, forget. Yep. Bledsoe was the guy who Parcells sat down for Romo. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right? Back in the day. Yep. But DeMarcus is just absolutely one of my favorites. Yeah. And it was a great time. I sometimes, you hear a story and you're like, you'll lead somebody to maybe tell it. And I'm like, screw it. I heard you texted him to go to sleep. Von Miller. He would basically... I heard that he would get texts at and you could see the time. Mm-hmm. And he would just look at the time of when the text comes and just, man, go to sleep.
I've heard that story too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is he still listening? He's still listening. Right?
I'm still listening. I'm enjoying it, man.
No, you would get the timestamp. You would see like one, received 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. You're like, go to sleep.
I know exactly what time he would be up because he would tell me. If it's like 3 in the morning, I would wake up. If I woke up, I'm like, oh, let me just take Von Miller and see what he's doing. Can you get off of Madden, please? Yeah, and he was like, D Ware, man, are you up right now? I said, no, I'm not, but you got me up. Yeah. This is something that told me to text you.
You're keeping me awake.
Off the video. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Take care of yourself, DeMarcus. There you go.
You take care, man.
The best. There's DeMarcus Ware. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.